What's up, YouTube? Jason Ricci here. And today we're going to talk about anxiety, stress, stage fright. Happens to everybody, even me. I happen to get stressed out at just about every single show. I've played some big gigs. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, 12.5 million viewers on HBO. I was playing with musical greats, Willie Weeks, Anton Fig, Paul Schaefer, Tom Morello, Zach Brown, Felicia Collins, all kinds of people like that. The front row was Stevie Wonder, Green Day, Paul McCartney, Yoko Ono. That was the front row that I was playing in front of. And I was very stressed, okay? But I also get stressed out playing down the street at Chicky-Wawa at my local gig for different reasons. Sometimes I get more stressed out playing in front of my brother or my mom. I'm thinking I better play good because I've thrown away my life for this harmonica thing. And what if mom doesn't like it? All kinds of anxiety comes up at all times, and I want to talk to you today about how I deal with it. Whether it's in a recording with Johnny Winter, or this week I just did a Tyler Perry movie soundtrack with sheet music for Terrence Blanchard in like a 16-piece orchestra in a giant church studio. It was terrifying. Okay. How do you deal with anxiety? I'll share with you a couple of tips. If you have a job coming up, a gig, whatever it is, a duo thing, a performance that you want to do for your family, and you know that you have this performance and it's either hours away or a day away or a week away, the farther away it is, the better. But if you don't work on what you're supposed to do, the anxiety is just going to get greater and greater and greater instead of smaller and smaller and smaller. So what you do is you take your time and you practice. You practice just that thing that you're going to play, or just one thing that you have to play out of the group of things, one little bit at a time. The more that you practice, the more your confidence level gets up and the less afraid you are of that upcoming event. Another thing you can do is go on YouTube and try to find a lesson on the subject that you're struggling with, or even book yourself a lesson if you have the money with a teacher that has the time to walk you through that particular thing. Having anxiety, being stressed out are normal things that happen to absolutely every performer ever. At some period in their life, there's something coming up that they have a desired result that they would like to achieve. The problem is, if we focus on that result, all we do is get nervous, worrying that we won't achieve that result. So we have to take it and break it down into baby steps. If the song is Amazing Grace, we just learn the first note of Amazing Grace, then the second note, then the third. There's nothing wrong with saying no to a job that you don't think that you can do. But if you have the time and you can prepare for it, there's stuff that's gonna come out of real life that I can never teach you. The best learning you're ever gonna get is on stage, is by performing, is by doing. You can take all the YouTube lessons you want of mine, all of the Skype lessons, all the in-person music lessons you want. Real growth is gonna happen on stage. So it's good to push yourself and get into situations where you're uncomfortable. If you want to find out how well you know something, you'll definitely find out in a performance situation. When I'm teaching Skype, I know that my students that mess up a little bit are messing up because they're in front of me. I can also tell how well they know something by how much they're messing up in front of me. But I always give them a little bit of leeway because I know how I am when I want to perform well for somebody, whether it's my mom or whether it's 12.5 million viewers on HBO. For me, that stress is relative. It can be the same. I can be more nervous playing in front of you at your home at Thanksgiving dinner than I was at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It just depends. Depends on a lot of things, like what state am I in, what kind of music am I playing, who's there, and who and why do I want to impress them? What is it that I want to say? I'm a jazz player. I'm a great traditional blues player, right? Whatever it is that I want to say, that's the thing that's stressing me out. All you have to do is be you and be okay with where you're at. And then when you want to get better, push yourself one little step at it. So the number one thing that you can do to avoid anxiety in practice is learn the song. Like Bob Dylan said, I'll know my song well before I start singing. If you learn the song, you learn the scale, you learn the chords, all of that stuff, it's going to make you more and more confident. And you're going to get better and better and better at playing it. And the more you play it live and the more you put yourself in uncomfortable situations, the more it's going to feel like just like a normal part of the day. So when stress continues, even though you know your song, let me give you some tips on how to get through it. One of the best things that you can do before you put yourself in a situation that you have anxiety over is just take a time out and take some deep breaths. Okay, you don't have to think about the music. Just calm yourself down, calm your heart rate down. Maybe make sure your harmonicas are clean, maybe something like that. Just one less thing to stress out. Make sure they're in tune them up. That'll help you. Go for a walk, all right? Take some time to just kind of decompress, not think about the job. All of this is if you practiced, if you worked on what you need to work on and you've done it enough, but you still find yourself anxious, take some deep breaths. Say a prayer if prayer is your thing. Take a walk if that's more like it. Do some meditation. Try to clear your mind of all your thoughts. Now, all that may help you in the moment, but when you get on stage, you're still going to be nervous. How do you deal with that? Well, the best thing you can do is start to notice your body language. When you're really nervous, on harmonica especially, your shoulders tense up and you're holding the harmonica harder. And when you do that, you're thinning your tone out, okay? The best tone that you can get from a harmonica, whether you're tongue blocking or lip pursing, has to do with a relaxed embouchure. You know, like when we see people that are great, whether it's at martial arts or ice skating or athletics, football, wide receiver, whatever, there's always exceptions to the rule, but most of the time we say they make it look easy. Some people are great at something and they still look strenuous, but that is absolutely the exception to the rule. Most people that have worked really hard at stuff over the years have developed a sense of ease and comfort that comes with whatever they do. So just try to remember to just relax, drop your shoulders, breathe from your diaphragm, breathe naturally. Not like this. It's just a two draw. It sounds completely different when I tense up. Listen to the five draw. So one I'm breathing from, like I'm choking, and the other one I'm breathing from down here. So just relaxing is one of the most important things we can do. Remember how it feels to play a chord. It's relaxing. It's nice. You're not trying to get just one note. But when you go to get that one note, play it the same way you would a chord. Just relax. It's all about the where am I breathing from in my shoulders. I've had to put notes inside of my harmonica case that say, drop your shoulders, breathe from your diaphragm or your gut. I'll just write gut. Breathe from your gut and relax. Have fun. Little notes like that. Don't play too much. I've had to, believe it or not, that note has been in my case before. You wouldn't know it from listening to me. But that note has been in my case. Little things like that. So all you can do, guys, if you have time, you prepare. You prepare in every way possible. You learn the song, you learn the chords, you learn the scales, you take a lesson, you watch a YouTube video. That helps. If you don't have time, you do what you can. If you can't do the gig and you know you can't do the gig, recommend a friend for the gig. But don't be afraid to push yourself. Don't be afraid to set goals. But remember, the real goal is your growth and your development. And music is supposed to be fun, and that's how it works. And when you have fun, that translates to the audience. If you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world, okay? You can make mistakes and grow. And remember, there's a lot of mean people on Facebook, a lot of mean people on YouTube, a lot of people that don't understand music and they're afraid to do, but they like to comment. Most of these people that write mean things, most of them have nothing up at all. They just want to rip somebody apart that's actually doing. And the more mean they are to you, the more mean comments they write to everybody else, the more they start to criticize themselves inside. It never helps them. It doesn't help you. Tune it out as best you can. I know it's difficult. Words still hurt my feelings too. It still gets to me, but I don't let it get to me for long because none of these people got anything going. Don't be afraid to do. Don't listen to people like that. Don't phase them out. You go out there and do it. Feel free to make mistakes. Feel free to grow. We're all in the process of growth. We're all in the process of development. And all you can do is learn the next right thing. Even if that next thing is just the next note in the scale. Whatever it is, just go there. Drop your shoulders. Breathe naturally. Remember, music is fun. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to be imperfect. And I hope this helps a little bit. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'd like to thank everybody who's been contributing on Patreon. Thank you very much. You guys are keeping these videos alive, keeping these every Friday free videos a priority. No matter what, every single Friday. This was a heck of a week for me. I was really busy, but because of you and because of your commitment to me, I'm making a commitment to you to make sure that you get a free video every single Friday. Thank you very much, Patreon patrons. I appreciate you. Also, on that subject, there's going to be some videos just for Patreon patrons coming up, okay? So I'm going to be giving you guys secrets that you deserve for contributing and helping me out extra. But remember, every time you become a Patreon patron, you're helping somebody else that doesn't have the money to make sure that these videos keep coming out. Also, thanks to my sponsors, the Lone Wolf Blues Company, Blue Moon Harmonicas, Honer Harmonicas, Harp Gear Amplifiers, and most importantly, all of you guys watching these videos. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe today. Free lessons every single Friday, and then some more on Patreon. Appreciate you guys. Stick around. Be good to each other. Be good to yourselves. I love you and thank you.